Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today I'm going to be sharing my favorite deck for romance readings with you. Now, a lot of times I won't share decks like this, just showing you a flip through and things like that, because this is an indie deck. Right now I don't believe there's any place you can actually purchase it. I've looked online and I've seen different fake copies of it that are available for purchase in different sites and stuff. And if you really like the illustrations and everything and you can't find it anywhere else, then that is an option, I suppose. Ethony is the one that has created this, and you see there it's exploring the many facets of love. You've got her name and everything, and here on the back you have support at ethony.com. And I've noticed a lot of decks anymore, like the indie ones, the ones that were on Kickstarter and things like that, the ones aren't mass market, are getting picked up by publishers and stuff where they are turning them into mass market. So if you like this deck and you really want a copy of it, then tell people about it. Email Ethony, let her know, hey, this deck could sell really well. I'd love to have a copy of it. And maybe one of these publishers out there will pick it up and make it mass market, because the deck, this is absolutely the perfect deck for romance readings in every single form. The guidebook, look how thick that thing is. The guidebook is fantastic. I'll open it up and show you different things. You've got illustrations right there, colored illustrations. We've opened it up to temperance, and each and every one of the 78 cards in this deck that we all know and love have different meanings for different aspects of love. You see right there, general love meaning, single and loving it, ready for love and dating, because different things, committed relationship, struggling relationship, and the end. When it's coming but you don't want to face it. All of that information is here for all 78 cards. So this deck is so awesome. You can see here the box is a little bit like the glued-in stick or something. So the box has a little bit left to offer. Magnetic, if you hear that little click right there. So it's awesome. It keeps the deck safe despite that. Let's get the cards out and I'll share them with you. You've got the different illustrations here that are they're almost magical. I love it. And there's like the gilded edges, the gold and everything, which none of us can get enough of those colored edges, right? But there is the star. I'll go through each of these. The Seven of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune, this card gives me major Days of Our Lives vibes. That sand through the hourglass kind of thing. It just reminds me so much of that intro to Days of Our Lives, the soap opera. I grew up on that stuff. The Fool, ready for love, trying to do anything that she can to get it. The Hierophant is the Egyptian queen. This deck, the artwork in it is absolutely incredible. And I love this world card because it just screams, I don't need anybody to love me. I love myself and I know my worth. The Devil, she looks like a very interesting person, right? The King of Cups, that sailboat, that energy there, he's romantic fully, and he's out there helping you get a love for the ocean. This deck is so gorgeous, and I wish that I could put the link in the description below of where you can purchase it. Like I said, there are different counterfeited copies, for lack of a better word, that you can get versions of it, but it's not going to be the same thing. And there's a really good chance that guidebook that I showed you is not going to have the information in it like this one does. This card, this King of Pentacles, I forget what his name, no, Offerman. I think his name's Rick Offerman or something like that. But yeah, Parks and Recreation, that guy definitely is the vibe behind this card. I really enjoy it. This deck is just the artwork, the paintings and everything. This is 2020 this deck came out, so this isn't AI at all. This is the creator, the artist behind it. Ethony is so freaking talented. She's more than just a tarot reader. Her creation, her art, her words, everything. It's that's why she's one of the most famous tarot readers out there. And this deck, the second I saw it become available, I think I got an email about it. I was I have to have this deck. Romance readings are not my forte. I'm all about, finding that self-love. If you've ever got a reading from me and there's some kind of love interest in there, the Lovers comes up, or even the Two of Cups or anything like that, I always quote RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race, RuPaul Charles, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell do you expect to love somebody else? And I love that saying, because you can love somebody else, but if you don't love yourself, then how are they going to love the true you? And I think that's such a big deal. There's the Eight of Cups, I'm not actually saying the names here, but I'm showing you all the illustrations while I talk, and it's an absolutely gorgeous deck, isn't it? You might not be able to get it for your personal personal collection, but I will say in the month of February is coming up very soon at the making of this video, and I do offer around, Valentine's Day and stuff. That's when the focus is mostly on romance readings and stuff. So this deck, if you get a reading and you're focused on that romance, this is the deck that I'll be working with to share that reading with you. And all the different facets of love, all those different things I said, like the ready for love or dating, single and loving it, general love, that kind of thing. I will make custom spreads for you if you are interested, and we'll work with the cards to see what they have to share. And not only will you get my message of what the card means, I will share that guidebook with you and tell you what it means for love as well. Like, how adorable is this little Page of Swords? It's so cute. And the Eight of Swords, that has the very same meaning. You see that illustration and it reminds you, being a prisoner to our own minds. But look right there. There's the key to let her out when she finds that love for herself, to believe in herself. Two of Swords, so focused on, your own ideas, your own goals. You're there together, but you're not there mentally. The Queen of Cups right there. Like, I love going through this deck and seeing the different illustrations. Even, but aside from the whole romantic aspect of it, the illustrations are very much, they can be other things too. It's just so unique and different from what we usually see. Knight of Cups, very interesting little illustration there, because, Knight of Cups follows his heart. His heart might want one thing and then want something else at a different time. So again, the illustrations are just absolutely gorgeous and perfect for romance readings. Got the Ten of Swords right there, like all alone. You've got the divorce certificate right down there. So you've got all that information, beginning that next chapter. It didn't work out. And we know the Ten of Swords is the wanting to give up and throw in the towel card. So very much that illustration kind of speaks to that. You're tired of it, all the time. It seems like there's swords, those mental anguishes and everything. Ace of Pentacles, just how gorgeous is that Ace of Pentacles right there? Absolutely beautiful. Eight of Pentacles, you're working hard to make sure that person in your life feels satisfied, feels fulfilled, feels loved, for lack of a better word. So there's a beautiful illustration again. The Five of Pentacles. I really like this illustration because it's kind of different than the regular Five of Pentacles. You have the pentacles around the church, you have the window, but she's not looking away from it. She's actually looking towards it. And look very closely at that illustration. It's like some kind of like mind trick or something, like the faces and stuff. The curtains are the faces. Very, very cool illustration. I work with this deck a lot when it comes to like the romance readings. Like I said, not my forte, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to give the people what they want. And this deck, I've never just sat here and gone through the illustrations, and it's just, I mean it. When I started this video, I said this is the deck that is perfect for romance readings, and I'm not disappointed in as I share it. Like, I'm not, like, that's truly how I feel, my opinion about it. I'd love to hear in the comments of the decks that you think are perfect for romance readings, like the ones that you've collected, the ones that you have that are your go-to tried and true reading decks when you do like readings about romance. There's the Death card, Death Transformation with the butterflies and everything, absolutely beautiful. I kind of wish they made an app of this so you could like copy the pictures and make them your wallpaper, because they're that gorgeous. Like, look at that Empress. Look at the Seven of Swords sneaking out in the middle of the night. The Six of Wands, victorious. The fact that he's still doing it. He hasn't given up. That is the energy of the Six of Wands. I think I just said Six of Swords, but no, Six of Wands. Victory, no matter how small it might seem. Beautiful again. Three of Wands, my personal favorite card of the tarot. Because she doesn't need anybody. She's following her own path. She has her cat, I believe, along with her. Like, I've seen those people before. They'll go to the grocery store and everything, and they'll have their cat in a little carrier, like in a backpack behind him. And that cat honestly looks a little bit miserable, but hey, they get to see the world, and that's awesome. The Knight of Wands is right here. Looks like he's in like the Grand Canyon or something. The Nine of Wands, that definitely looks like a distressful situation, and she definitely looks like she's stressed out. Five of Cups, the focused on loss. I call it the crying over spilled milk, but that's obviously not spilled milk, but it's the same concept in a way. It's, you can't get it back no matter how hard you try. And this one is a very interesting illustration because, a lot of illustrations of the Five of Cups, there's those two cups that still remain. All of those cups are empty, so it really feels like a big loss. But if you look behind her, those sun rays, that green grass and everything shows a new day can begin when we're able to look away from the pain of the past. The Three of Cups, these ladies are definitely having some fun, aren't they? They remind me of drag queens. And you know, RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm a huge fan of drag queens. And that's kind of the energy there, you know, partying, enjoying the company of one another and celebrating so we can create a new life together, create beauty together. Beautiful card. All of these cards are just absolutely beautiful, aren't they? The Eight of Wands, the card of those arrows moving, those wands moving forward and finding success with it. She's got her hand gripping somebody else. She's ready for whatever life brings at her. The Tower. Tower is never a card anybody wants to see, and that card is kind of dark and dreary and awful, isn't it? I don't know if you've ever seen the meme before of the little girl that's like standing away from some situation like this and she's got this creepy look on her face. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Just replace the creepy little girl with the creepy little dude looking all depressed because, you know, Tower fell. The Five of Swords, the victor or the victim card, and really, who is the victim in this card? All of them in a way, right? The Three of Pentacles, working together. We're better together, as I like to say, and working together to collaborate on a new goal or a new creation. The Six of Swords, leaving behind the stress and finding a time of peace and harmony. Just look at that sunset. How freaking gorgeous is this card? And you know, she's probably felt pain. She's probably felt heartbreak, but she's moving away from it. So seriously, if you want a reading with this deck, by all means, please comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. And I can help you not only, you know, find that love for yourself, but perhaps find that, you know, help you find that external love too. Because when you find that love and you appreciate yourself, you can make any wish you have come true because you know your worth. You see your worth. You got the High Priestess right there with her pomegranates. Beautiful illustration again. You know, that wisdom that comes with age. Even if you're, you know, on the older side, that doesn't mean love isn't in the air for you. It absolutely can be. You know, there's the Nine of Pentacles. She knows her worth. She sees the joy in everything. You know, this is the successful individual that's ready for love. The Moon, just again, look at the illustration. Look at the water and everything. Such a talented artist was behind this. And I just adore it. I mean, even again, if it's not for love, it can be for pretty much anything because the illustrations speak on so many levels and are so gorgeous. There's no deck in my collection quite as beautiful artwork as this one, I don't believe. As you can see, each and every illustration is like hand painted. Just absolutely gorgeous. I'd love to have that like hanging in my room. It's just so pretty the way the hearts and the moon and everything are together. Queen of Pentacles card, you see again, like she doesn't need anybody around her. She knows and sees her own worth. The Ten of Pentacles, not Five of Pentacles, they're the generations of family coming together. The tire swing in the background is well, just there's so much detail in this deck. It's wonderful. There is the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Got one card that's reversed. I've got a few reversed in there. That's interesting. We're just going to kind of take the deck and flip it around, and hopefully they're all... I know some of them won't be in the right order, but hey, it works. There's the Two of Cups. Again, like the elderly people in that illustration remind us it's never too late for love. So beautiful again. Queen of Wands, that badass person in the gym that's like, I just know my worth and I'm trying to make myself better, not for somebody else, but for me. I'm creating the life that I'm passionate about. The Ten of Wands, too much going on. Her laptop is open, the book is open. She's got this stuff over here. Definitely can relate to this energy because way too much going on at any given time. Third decan of Sagittarius, which is mine, and definitely overwhelmed feelings at any given time. But as a friend of mine, and I like to call it, you know, we're very good at chaos. Organized chaos. It looks like we don't have our stuff together, but we do. It's just only, you know, we're the only ones that can figure it out. There is the Hanged Man illustration. The Four of Pentacles illustration. Beautiful, gorgeous Queen of Swords right there in that illustration. I love the darkness. I love the crown and everything. It's like she's had pain. She's had heartbreak. She's had loss, but she sees her worth and finds her way through the clouds in the here and now. This was kind of like, you know, the extra cards they give you that doesn't have really anything to offer. It's 2021 Tarot by the Moon. So, you know, she probably has an updated version for 2026. You know, Athene.com Moon Guide if you want to check and see if she's got anything new. I'll set that aside. Got the Five of Wands right there. They're separating and in a fight, immaturity, struggling, different passions and stuff, taking them different ways. Check out this Ace of Wands. Just gorgeous. Again, the Mayflower or the maypole and everything there, looking over a field of pink flowers. Just beautiful. Reminding us of this time of year that's not necessarily that pretty. As I'm making this video, a lot of the country is under snowfall. Some states are under ice, like tons and tons of ice, and it's just terrifying and cold and just miserable. But this reminds us, spring is coming a few months away from now, and we can find, that happiness in that springtime and create beautiful things such as this illustration. But hey, if you've got like canvas or a piece of paper and you've got color pencils or paints or something, you can make this illustration now if you try. The Hermit, again, beautiful illustration. Don't need anybody. You're enjoying that sunset with it might be sunrise. I never know the difference. But you've got all those hot air balloons and everything saying, follow your heart. Do what makes you happy and you can find that joy that you deserve. The Lovers, that is the illustration we see on the front of the deck. That snake is just downright creepy, I think, in the illustration, but beautiful illustration again, reminding you to love who you love, be true to you, and follow your heart. The Page of Pentacles is the last card that we'll see in this deck, and again, fun, enjoyable, embracing that inner child and doing the things that we want to do in this world. So that is the deck, and before I let you go, actually, I have another deck that I want to share with you, but I think we should let one card speak while we're doing this to see what it has to share, and I'll share what it says in the guidebook with it as well. So whatever card wants to come up for us now so we can share about it and give you a little bit more insight, that is what we're looking for, and I appreciate whatever that might be. Definitely that one that's calling to me. We'll pull that out. And there it is, the Seven of Pentacles. Patience. Patience is key. You're looking for that loved one. You're looking for that love for yourself. Have patience. It's going to come. Let's find it in the guidebook to share it with you. Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. It says rewards, patience, and audit. General love meaning, just like the successful business audit, just like successful businesses audit their operations regularly to see what is and isn't working. Healthy relationships need to do the same. Through this reflection, you can see what is being neglected and where energy is being invested. You're being called to take stock of what is and what isn't working for you, the relationship and your future. Single and loving it section. See, you've got different information for different ones. You're reaping the rewards for all the steps you've been taking in your self-love journey. Not all of them have been easy. This is a sign that you need to continue being patient with yourself. Self-love and acceptance work is never really done. Keep going. You're doing great. Ready for love and dating. It's the next page. And it says, get practical about your dating schedule, routine, and approach. Just because you want something to work out a certain way doesn't mean it's going to. Your expectations may be a little out of whack, so get real on what's happening in your dating life. It's time for a realignment. Committed relationship says, are you both on the same schedule in your relationship? It's hard to maintain intimacy and connection when one person is going to bed at 11 p.m. and the other one is up until 2 a.m. That's definitely my husband and I. If you can, make time together at the end of each day consistently. If work, deadlines, and projects force you out of sync, do what you can to spend quality time together. Make it a priority again. Struggling relationship and the end. Those are the two last ones they have for each of the cards. We live in a world of instant gratification and access, which does nothing for the virtues of patience and commitment. Are you patient with the people in your life, or do you expect way too much of them? Stop being overly critical of yourself and others. Take a step back, slow down, and be patient. And the end right here says it's time for a relationship autopsy. This is when you look back on all the impactful relationships you've had in the past and look for the common denominators so that you can heal and move forward feeling whole. Also, if you have stuff still at your ex's place, go pick it up. If you don't deal with your past, you can get stuck there. So that's a great message. All of those different meanings have different aspects. Plus, that patience to find that love for yourself that you deserve. Patience patience as you make that relationship in your life work. If it doesn't seem to be working right now, put that effort in and it will absolutely pay off. I'm going to put this deck back away. I don't know what to do with this card, so I'm just going to set it right like that. And again, if you want a reading with this deck, please, please, please contact me. Let's make it happen so you can find that love for yourself that you deserve and find that one that loves you for you. Now, before I send you on your way, here's the second deck I want to share with you. And every time you get a reading with this one for romance, you're going to get these cards as well. They are Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. I believe I got them from Amazon, so I believe they are still available on Amazon. You can check them out. They're very, very simple with keywords on them. Like there you've got paradise and it says like the different things down here. Not a lot to go with, but they kind of like balance that out. They like, what's the word I'm looking for? They just add to it. They add to that deck that we already looked at, you know, the romance readings to find that. So there's paradise with happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other. The Phoenix, there's that one. I'm not going to read all the key words on these cards, but I will go through the illustrations here so that you get an idea of what this deck looks like. Again, like Oracle decks are completely different than tarot decks in their sense. I don't even know how many. 54. I just read it on the box. This is a 54 card deck, so there is a lot of information here that can give you different information, like more to enhance it. Like the keywords and stuff can inspire so many thoughts in your head. I do use this deck, like the romance readings and stuff. I use it a lot. So there's a lot of reverse cards. Like every time I flip it, like there's another reverse. There's talking. Sometimes all we need to do is talk through our problems, and that can help us. The golden mirror is right there, and that's like the first key word on there is self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. So that's not necessarily a good card to come up in a relationship. There is not today, you know, I'm not paying attention to that today. Wedding rings, you know, the relationship's definitely looking up and looking good in that one. Seduction, that's a fun card. There is boat. I thought that said don't, but there is boat. Receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, and closure issues. There is love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. The runner, there's that illustration, and runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, and listening to ego. So this is such an awesome deck. I wouldn't necessarily use it all on its own in a reading, because I'm not necessarily a fan of using oracle decks for readings. I mean, I've done it, but it's not my go-to. I like the structure of the tarot. But this deck is such an enhancement to any kind of romance reading. It's so perfect. It's so small. You can take it anywhere with you. And, you know, it just gives you more to think about, more to just use to consider what you want in life, how the relationship's going to go and everything. So definitely recommend this deck. And like I said, I do believe that it's mass market, so you should be able to get it. I will put the link myself in the description below if I can find it available. I can put a link in the description below for that Modern Love, but it will be like an eBay link, and you're going to have to pay a hefty price to get it if you want it, because like I said, I've looked it up on online to see if I could find it, and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Not the real deal, and I'm not one to put the counterfeit decks in the description below, because I just, you know, that's not my thing. You know, that's kind of wrong. It stole the artist's art, but at the same time, you know, if you can't purchase the real thing, you gotta purchase the thing that's close. Like think model kit cars. That's a completely different subject, but model kit cars, you can't buy the original Shelby Mustang Cobra, but you can buy the kit car that's like a third, if that, of the price of that car, and you can build one that looks like it. So that's kind of the same concept, right? There is passion, hand of cards. I almost said house of cards because that's what we hear, right? Hand of cards, ascending. Let's see if I can do it now. We'll just flip the thing over. Maybe they're all, that is weird. I turned them over and they weren't. So there is addiction. And then we have like every single one. It's like back and forth, upside down and right side up. Healthy choices, twin flames, cassette, date, the chaser, the snake, clock, self-indulgence, the grim reaper, and heartbreak. that are heartbroken. The Grim Reaper and heartbroken go really well together. Okay, like I did with the Modern Love Tarot, let's draw one card and see what it wants to share. Going back to that thought of the Seven of Pentacles and, having patience as we look for that love. Having patience as we find that love for ourselves. Sitting and thinking about what we want to and not having to rush this romance and this love that we want in our lives. Who wants to add their message to this message we already have? I appreciate whatever you choose to share with us today. That one's definitely the only one that's sticking out, right? So there it is. Love call. Someone expresses love. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So you're not rushing it. One of my favorite sayings about love and romance is it comes to you when you least expect it. So that Seven of Pentacles we met, that was the patience. That was the patience is progress, taking that time, enjoying life on your own, doing the things that you love and appreciate and not trying to seek out that love. You're doing that. And this love call says, it's going to come to you. That person is going to notice you. That person is going to see you. That person is going to express that love, send you a message of love, and let you know they're thinking of you, and they're going to let you know. That is a beautiful, wonderful message, and it gives us all of us hope. I'm married, so I'm not really looking for love, but there's so many out there, and you have to find that love for yourself first, so you know that person is loving you for you, the real you. This deck is such a great addition to any romance reading, and like I said, I will put the link in the description below for this, and if you are looking for that romance reading right now, if you're looking for that love reading, look no further. Send me a comment or a comment on this video, send me a message on the socials, or book a reading directly on my website. We will talk. I will help you find that love for love for yourself that you deserve, and that love that you deserve will find you, will be there so that I can help you believe in it. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in the next one.